The morning of April 16th, the Golden Princess made it to the port of Phu My on the Thi Vai River in Vietnam, 50 kilometers southeast of Ho Chi Minh City. Founded by a Vietnamese emperor in 1689, Ho Chi Minh City lies along the western bank of the Saigon River and north of the Mekong Delta. As soon as we disembarked, we started the 50 kilometers tour bus drive over a new expressway opened in 2014 that follows the Saigon River to Ho Chi Minh City. Following are pictures captured from the vantage point of the tour bus window. As the tour bus got closer to Ho Chi Minh City, the landscape changed. Vietnam is growing at a remarkable pace. High-end developments spring up at a rapid pace around the city's downtown area, with many aimed at international buyers. The Bitexto Financial Tower, completed in 2010. The Vietcombank Tower, opened in 2015. The Ho Chi Minh City skyline and the Saigon River. Independence Palace, also known as Reunification Palace, was built on the site of the former Notre-Dame Palace that once served as the seat of the French colonial government of Cochin China, a colony of French Indochina. Cochin China was renamed in 1946 as Autonomous Republic of Cochin China, a controversial decision which helped trigger the First Indochina War. The Notre-Dame Palace was the home and workplace of the President of South Vietnam during the Vietnam War. In 1962, the Notre-Dame Palace was bombed by two pilots who rebelled and flew two aircraft towards the palace instead of going on a raid against the Viet Cong. The Notre-Dame Palace was demolished and the Independence Palace was built in its place. The Independence Palace was the site of the end of the Vietnam War during the fall of Saigon on April 30, 1975, when a North Vietnamese Army tank crashed through its gates. These tanks are identical to the armored vehicles that made the famous breakthrough into the palace grounds through the Great Palace Gate. Declared a national site in 1976, then Special National Site in 2009, the Independence Palace, which was first opened to the public in 1990, has been the scene of many of the most important and dramatic events in Vietnam's history. The five-story building consists of 100 rooms and chambers, decorated with the finest modern Vietnamese arts and crafts. Let's enjoy the tour. The Notre-Dame Cathedral Basilica of Saigon, officially named Cathedral Basilica of Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception, was completed in 1880. It has two bell towers reaching a height of 58 meters, 190 feet. Outside the church stands a majestic 4-meter-tall statue of the Virgin Mary. In 2005, the statue was reported to have shed tears. However, the top clergy of the Catholic Church in Vietnam could not confirm the report. Since the building was under renovation, we could not visit its interior, but I am posting a few pictures captured from the internet to complete this travelogue. All the original building materials were imported from France, including the beautiful stained glass windows. Also located on Paris Commune Square near the Notre-Dame Basilica is the Saigon Central Post Office, completed in 1891. The building was constructed when Vietnam was part of French Indochina in the late 19th century. It counts with Gothic, Renaissance and French influences. The post office features polished old-school phone booths and original oil paintings on the walls. The only landmark inside the building that betrays its true location is the large portrait of Ho Chi Minh at the end of the vaulted hall. The Municipal Theatre of Ho Chi Minh City is an example of French colonial architecture in Vietnam. Built in 1897 as the Opera de Saigon, the 500-seat building was used as the home of the Lower House Assembly of South Vietnam after 1956. It was not until 1975 that it was again used as a theater. It was restored in 1995. The Rex Hotel, now a 5-story building, started out in 1927 as a 2-story auto dealership and garage complex. The hotel was made famous during the Vietnam War when it was hosting the American Military Command's daily conferences. Its rooftop bar was a well-known hangout spot for military officials and war correspondents. Ho Chi Minh City Hall was built in 1902-1908 in a French colonial style for the then city of Saigon. It was renamed after 1975 as Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee. Occupying the end of Nguyen Hue walking promenade, it has 3 buildings as well as a statue of Ho Chi Minh in front of the main building. Lunch at the An Dong Plaza. The Thien Hau Temple was built in 1760 to honor Mazu, the Lady of the Sea, and when you enter through the iron gate you will see massive stone incense burners in front of the entrance of Mazu's altar. The exterior is beautifully designed with the traditional curvy roof on which small porcelain figures are standing symbol for themes from Chinese religion and legend. The interior has colorful dioramas decorating the roof by representing scenes from the 19th century in a Chinese city. Besides all the amazing decorations, the most prominent visible interior design items are the three statues of the Lady of the Sea that dominate the main altar. Ho Chi Minh is indeed a city of contrasts. The Museum of Vietnamese History, built in 1928, received its current name in 1979. Now in view, the bronze sculpture depicting battles against the Yuan dynasty. The museum served as the pit stop for the second leg of the Amazing Race Asia. This notable Sino-French museum houses a rewarding collection of artifacts illustrating the evolution of the cultures of Vietnam, from the Bronze Age Dong Son civilization, which emerged in 2000 BCE, and the Funan civilization, 1st to 6th centuries CE, to the Cham, Khmer, and Vietnamese. Highlights include valuable relics taken from Cambodia's Angkor Wat and a fine collection of Buddha statues. Water puppetry, making puppets dance on water, is a tradition that dates back as far as the 11th century, when it originated in the villages of the Red River Delta area of northern Vietnam. Today's Vietnamese water puppetry is a unique variation of the ancient Asian puppet tradition.
This is a water puppet show.